Hello, and welcome to Ice is Slippery, an unserious podcast about hockey brought to you by 1.5 hockey fans. My name is Kate, and I'm the hockey fan.
And my name is Fred. I'm half a hockey fan.
Hi, Fred. How you doing today?
I'm great. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Happy Father's Day.
It's Father's Day. It's my day.
Yes, it is.
I get to do whatever I want.
And what you wanted to do today was sleeping in, apparently.
It was something I needed to do.
I know. I'm glad you did. I think it's good. The birds will be there another day.
They will, yeah. But these 4 o'clock mornings, 4 a.m., it's tough.
It's a little tough. You went 4 miles yesterday. So I think, stay in bed today.
Yeah.
Treat yourself. So another hockey season has come to an end. And how are we feeling about that? Is that a great Father's Day present for you? Do you feel like you've been freed from your ice shackles?
No, it feels good, I guess. Yeah. I don't know. This season kind of went out with a whimper or whatever for me, I feel like. But it was fine, and I'm glad it's over. Yeah, it definitely felt like they should have just wrapped it up like real fast, just done back-to-back games there.
Yeah, it was definitely, I think, just, probably in part because we weren't like super invested in the teams left. I mean, I got somewhat invested in the Canes, like for sure, but yeah, it was just the vibes were not how they have vibed the last couple of years. So,
well, no, I mean, because I'm thinking of the Panthers, and that was just such an event.
The Panthers know how to put on a show.
Yeah.
And I hate to say it, but it is kind of the Matthew Tkachuk of it all.
I guess.
Like,
yeah.
I think if Matthew Tkachuk's not there and it's still like Barkov, like, it's not a party like that.
Oh, yeah. Barkov's not a party leader.
Like Tkachuk, Marchand, like those guys know how to ham it up for the cameras and the fans and everything like that. And this was definitely not that. I mean, the good guys won, so spoiler alert. But I guess before we get into all of that, I do need to make an announcement, and this is actually harder than I thought it was going to be.
All right, sure.
But this is going to be our final episode of this podcast. We've been doing this podcast weekly for 2 seasons during the hockey season, and truly, I'm impressed that we've kept up with it for so long. I don't think either of us has ever showed this much commitment to anything except for maybe our marriage.
Yeah, no,
and like
definitely.
raising a child.
Yeah, no,
together.
it's certainly not something we did 2 or 3 of and then stopped.
Yep. Nope. We committed to it. We stayed the course. It was really fun. I think the thing that made it the most fun was having people that were listening to us and interacting with us and knowing that it wasn't just us putting our voices out into the void. Unfortunately, it's just kind of hit one of those, I think, natural conclusions. Our kid is going to high school next year. We've both gotten a lot busier. I'm starting my own business and doing some personal writing projects. You do a lot of birding still, and I feel bad taking you away from all of that on Sundays, which is one of your only birding days, which you keep assuring me is not a problem, but I still can't help it. So anyway, this is going to be our last episode. I didn't want to just wait till the end and tell you guys and then be like, what the fuck? Anyway, so this is our last episode, but we're going to try and make it a really good one for you. We're not going to half-ass it. We're going to whole-ass it.
Yeah, no, that sounds good. Yeah, I think it's a good time to wrap things up, and it's been super fun figuring out how to do this. But yeah, and we know that there are people out there probably listening. We do have, metrics, and it's very impressive all the time.
People are downloading it. We can only assume that they are also listening.
You can only hope, but no, it's been good. But we are both moving on to other aspects within our lives now, and it's pretty clear that this takes up a lot of our time.
A lot. And also, I think I just kind of want to go back to watching hockey as like a fan and not an analyst, if that makes sense. Like, I just want to watch it and just like be in the moment and not be like taking notes all the time and kind of, I don't know,
teasing out a storyline.
Right, exactly. I just want to watch my little guys in the TV and my little gals in the TV doing their little hockey things with the pointy things and the sticks and the pucks.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I think it's fair for sure. It's going to save us money every month. I'll be able to sell all this gear and buy something stupid. So
All right. Well, have fun with that. I was hoping we'd put it towards moving expenses, but you do you.
No, I was thinking like a wakeboard or something.
You've never been in the water ever. All right. Anyway, let's go ahead and move on to talking about hockey because it's still a hockey podcast. So I do want to touch on the PWHL just briefly. There's not like a whole lot I can talk about because I was going to talk more about how the expansion process is going, but it's honestly so confusing that every time I sit down to try to like understand it, I go, never mind. Like it's just not, my brain is not braining about that. My biggest takeaway is that I'm glad I haven't fully committed to a team yet because all I keep seeing are posts from distraught fans who are like, my team is all gone. They're all gone now. So yeah, it's hard. That's the thing when 4 new teams show up is like, they got to get players from somewhere. And part of it is from rating other teams.
Yeah.
And it's kind of brutal.
Especially, with that few. And, they don't have a big pipeline of people coming in at all. So,
according to some people on the internet who are probably dudes.
But yeah, there's certainly, if you're going to take 1 or 2 people from a team, you're losing a huge chunk because there's not like a lot to go around. So
exactly. So it's really difficult. So I don't know. I guess I'm just kind of glad I didn't, pick a team yet that has my full, fandom behind it yet, because I just need to watch more and really kind of decide. Like I said, I was kind of waiting until I found out if Denver was getting a team. And now that we know that they're not, I'm just going to find the team that my heart says is my team, just kind of like it did with the Dallas Stars all those years ago.
Well, that sounds complicated. I just picked the Golden Eyes for my 2 reasons or 3 or 4, and that was it. And I didn't think about it ever again.
Well, I will say that I have a very good reason to be looking closely at the Golden Eyes for next season because the PWHL draft did take place and the Golden Eyes got to draft first overall.
Oh, really?
And they picked Caroline Harvey, who is an amazing defense player. You got to see her a bit during the Olympics. She won basically all of the awards that you can win. She's crazy amazing, super talented. And she's going to be going and playing in Vancouver in front of Mashmeyer. So it's like our favorite ladies together.
Right. Playing
hockey. So I'm super excited to see how that all turns out. So I don't know, it could be really exciting to see that happen. And, I'm trying not to be like, letting a player dictate what team I fall in love with, because as we've seen, that doesn't mean shit. But let's see. We'll get there.
Yeah. And you watched the draft too. You were like gushing about it the whole time.
It was such a good draft. Thank you for bringing that up, actually, because that is actually something to talk about. I watched the NHL draft too. I hate it. It's usually like on ESPN and those clowns don't know what they're talking about. And they like just kind of pick on like the one like storyline and just hammer it home. Like poor Matthew Schaefer last season. It was just like, did you know his mom died? Like, let's talk to him about it like 5 more times. And it's just like, he's just a child. Leave him alone.
Yep.
So no, the PWHL draft, it's like, everybody who is announcing it, they're all like women in hockey who know about hockey and they know about the players and like they know who everybody is and they're not confused. And like it's very well managed and well organized. And like, I don't know, man, it was just so good. And everybody looks so good. And like the players are so great to listen to when they would talk to them right after they got drafted. And we were talking about this and I posted about it a little bit on Tumblr too. But you can really see the difference between the men's draft and the women's draft in those interviews because, when the men get drafted, they're 18 years old, sometimes even 17 years old.
Right.
If they aren't going into the NHL right away, they are probably still going to play in one of the younger leagues or the junior leagues, I guess.
The squirts, the peewees.
Not that, but you know what I mean. Or they're going to go the NCAA route, which they'll maybe stay at for like a year. But before the PWHL, there hasn't really been like a consistent professional pipeline for women's hockey. There have been here and there. This isn't the first professional women's hockey league, but still. Anyway, so NCAA was pretty much the way that women could play hockey. And so they would play through college and then that was about it. So the youngest player in this draft is 20, but most of the players were like 22, 23, 24. These were women versus boys getting interviewed. And you could tell the difference. Like they were thoughtful and articulate and like could form a sentence. And
yeah. women that probably or likely went to college or could have got into college.
Yeah, no, I would say a good deal of them did go to college.
Right.
So yeah,
Well,
no,
that's a win for education.
win for education indeed. But
Yep.
yeah, no, it's just such a vastly different experience. It was just so much better to watch. I mean, I watched all the way till the end because it was just such a nice process to watch. I was like, everybody knows stuff. It's so neat.
Yeah, I don't generally think of like NHL players as like, you know, jock meathead types of like athletes, but like they are in comparison.
Yeah, it's like they're very smart about hockey, but they're sort of raised to be very like myopic about it and like nothing else is that important. And I think
These ladies are over here finishing degrees and like doing all kinds of exciting stuff.
well, yeah, they haven't had any other options. And I think that even as this is a professional league and it continues to grow, it's still going to be sort of the pipeline because it's not like you're going to be able to make like a long career out of it. You know, they're still not getting paid a whole lot. So yeah, I don't know. I still think we're going to see a lot more educated people coming out of the women's league. And I think that really accounts for a lot of the differences in the kinds of players and things that you see.
Shout out to education.
Hell yes. Educated women. What's up? All right. So saying that, I guess let's talk about the NHL.
Oh, is that it? All right, cool. Yeah.
Where things are stupid.
And they have been, they are, and they will continue to be.
They will always be that way.
Yeah.
So first, we're going to take a little ride on the NHL coaching carousel.
Oh, God. So stupid.
So stupid. Well, we're going to start easy. First up, we've got the LA Kings. They've hired Peter Laviolette. He was most recently with the New York Rangers, but he's also coached for the Capitals, the Preds, the Flyers, the Hurricanes, and the Islanders. Just nice, good old boy. Just
Yeah.
coached lots of hockey. He's like the winningest American coach. He's exceeded Torts now, but it's mainly just because he's coached so much.
Right. It's because it's like a government job. You like don't get fired
Exactly.
or whatever.
Or if you do, you just get rehired, but we'll get to that in a minute.
Yeah, they might all be just vampires, right? Like, because you can't become a NHL coach without having been an NHL coach first.
Right, exactly.
So this is just vampires from like the first year of hockey.
If you want to bring in a new NHL coach, an existing NHL coach has to bite them.
Yeah, exactly.
That's how it works.
I think so.
That's just science.
I think we've got to the bottom of this.
I think we have.
Perfect time to get out of the hockey business.
Exactly. I know they're going to be after us. We've cracked the code. It's too dangerous. So next up, the Toronto Maple Leafs have picked a replacement for Craig Berube, and they have welcomed aboard Jim Hiller, who you may know from coaching the LA Kings and only the LA Kings. You also may know him from making one of the most baffling goal challenge calls of all time in the playoffs.
You just never have been able to get over this.
In the moment, I said, why the fuck are you challenging this? This is a terrible time to challenge this. And I was proven right because when he challenged it, it put Edmonton on the power play. And if there's one thing that Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl are going to do, it's score a power play goal.
Yeah.
And they did.
Yeah.
And literally, like, that was it for the Kings. Like, they were up 2-0 in that series. And then that game, they went from a tie game to losing the game. And then they lost every other game after that. And
yeah, it wasn't one of these, like, you know, gutsy, like, whoa, look at that call he's making. Everyone was just like, huh? What? Oh, that's dumb.
It was a goalie interference call, which, like, those are a coin flip anyway. Like, if it's blatantly goaltender interference, that's like a 50-50 shot it's going to get called, especially in the playoffs. But it was like a real vague goaltender interference call. And they had already reviewed it and, like, rejected it, like, for something else. But, like, I feel like the goaltender interference would have come up. But, like, I mean, he was like, I'm going to challenge it. And they're like, are you sure, buddy? And he's like, yeah, I'm challenging. And they're like, okay. And then it just didn't go well. And then, yeah, I mean, it was like the game was tied. Like, you can still come back and win it. But, like, no, you're going to leave the game tied and then also give them a power play. Like, why would you do that? It was
mayhem.
So dumb. So, yeah. That single call was just a huge momentum changer in the series, and Edmonton ended up winning 4 games straight and sent the Kings packing in the first round yet again. And it was just, I feel like, such a panic move, which, you know, not great. And I feel like LA is honestly kind of like a low pressure hockey coaching thing. Like, yeah, they've got celebrities and stuff, but it's LA. They have
Will Ferrell's going to be mad if you do a bad job.
Will Ferrell's, he doesn't care.
Chad
He's
Smith
fine
is
either
gonna
way.
Look like him too at the same time.
Yeah, but like all the other sports in LA, like,
yeah, no, I know.
nobody's watching hockey except for Will Ferrell and Chad Smith, of course. But yeah, no, now this guy's going to go to Toronto. Like, it's a pressure cooker there. That guy's going to get eaten alive.
Oh, yeah. No, he's done for.
And this is only like, I think, the second place he's coached. I think LA is the only place he's coached before.
Yeah.
They're going to murder him.
No, you need somebody with like legit experience coming in and fixing up a team to be that kind of coach.
Or at the very least, thick skin. I don't know. Because
Yeah.
he got real defensive after people were like, why did you challenge that? And he was like, blah, blah, blah. And
That's a good point too. Because I know we were like Torts for Toronto at some point in the last week or two. But like Torts would have just been so angry at the media all the time.
yeah, but that would have been funny.
Yeah, true.
Because Torts can handle it. Like,
yeah.
like he's defensive and cranky, but he's going to be that way no matter what. And at least, like, really, it's like, who's going to protect the Toronto media from Torts?
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean?
It's like that Watchmen thing with Rorschach. You're like, you're locked in here with me.
Exactly. That's exactly what it's like. But whatever is happening in Toronto pales in comparison to what's happening in Edmonton right now. So after being told they couldn't interview Bruce Cassidy, Edmonton decided to pivot and give a chance to someone who hasn't coached in the NHL for a while. And that someone is Mike Babcock. Babcock was fired from the Toronto Maple Leafs, actually, back in 2019, in part because of the team's poor record that season, but largely because of concerns over his outdated, old-school coaching methods, which were apparently alienating the younger players. After his firing, details came out about the weird psychological games he would play on people, particularly then rookie Mitch Marner. That came out. It was confirmed with Nazem Kadri's book a few years ago. But, you've heard the story. He basically told Mitch, he was just like, Mitch Marner, you're bad. Let's make a list of all the people on the team and who's good and who's bad and why. And so he made a list and he put himself at the bottom. And then he wrote all the reasons. And then Babcock was like, great, let's go tell everybody else about this list now.
Yeah, that's some fucked up stuff.
It's fucking insane. And this is like a child. Like a child's with like a fucking like hard ass weird dad too. Like,
yep.
It's just, I'm sorry, like Mitch Marner to me still at almost age 30 has this like very like scared baby rabbit energy. And I just feel like part of that is just leftover Babcock trauma. Like,
yeah, no, I think he's working through it now with his new life, but
I think so too. Like, I don't think getting psychologically tormented really helped his demeanor very much.
No, probably. I don't know that generally helps anyone's demeanor.
Right. I mean, like that was already kind of his demeanor because I think that was kind of just his childhood. But that probably made it worse.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, Babcock was fired in 2019, didn't coach until 2023. And then the Columbus Blue Jackets decided to hire him. And everyone's like, what the fuck, Columbus Blue Jackets? Why would you do that? The last time he had a coaching job, he got fired and it turned out he was like bullying children. And like, that was not like the first time, there had been assertions made about him. Like people didn't love him. But yeah, he was like, that's kind of just how he is. But yeah, so he was hired in July of 2023. He ended up resigning in September before the season even started after he was engaging in his petty power plays, and not the hockey kind of power plays, like the fucked up weird kind of power plays.
Not like the Mega Millions power play.
No, not that kind either.
Okay.
The Spit and Chicklets podcast broke the story that players in Columbus were saying that Babcock was invading players' privacy by going through photos on their phones. And then the captain, Boone Jenner, had to come out and be like, no, Babcock, he was just like, hey, your phone, let me see those pictures. And he was just like bonding with me. But like, maybe that's what happened with him, but that's not what happened with the younger players. So once all of that came out, he resigned so he wouldn't have to go through an investigation, because that's what you want to do. And just 5 days after Jenner defended him in public, he was like, okay, bye.
Yep.
And so, yeah, after that, I think we all just assumed his career was done for, because like I said earlier, none of this is new behavior for him. Like in 2012, he abused Johan Franzen so badly he had a nervous breakdown. In 2026, Daniel Winnick made it clear that playing for Babcock for part of the 2015-2016 season had a lasting impression, saying, he's the only guy that ever made me hate hockey. I just hated coming to the rink. He's just a bully. Tyson Barrie was traded from Colorado to Toronto in exchange for Nazem Kadri. And when Babcock called to welcome him, his exact words were along the lines of, I wouldn't have made the trade. Naz is a big part of the team. Like, cool, super welcoming. And then he completely misutilized Barrie and tanked his production on top of that. So that was great. And he has plenty of other detractors, including the very vocal Mike Commodore, who weighed in on the potential hiring, saying, I don't want to hear another word from the NHL, NHLPA, or the Oilers about how mental health is important to us. I'm sorry, but this guy gets off on warfare on his players. I've never denied he knows the game of hockey from a technical standpoint, but he is a bully. That's who he is. To say I'm disappointed would be putting it lightly. So yeah, many hockey players calling him a bully.
Allegedly.
No, they're actually calling him a bully.
Okay.
But Edmonton has decided, you know what? This is the guy who's going to turn it all around. And it's been reported that this decision was really coming from ownership, but Babcock has apparently met with team leadership. And word on the street is that McDavid, Draisaitl, and Hyman all back him. Apparently they think that they've been coached too softly and they need someone to be mean to them. And like the thing is he doesn't pull his bullshit with like the stars on the team.
Yeah.
He pulls it with the rookies and the third and fourth liners and the people who don't have the power to push back. And that's how he gets away with his shit for as long as he does. So like in Toronto, when it came out about the list that Mitch did, Nazem Kadri and another player like pushed back at Babcock, and Babcock backed down because that's what bullies do when somebody with a little bit of a voice pushes back at you. But I don't know, here it's just like they're like, yeah, you know what happened? Like when we were younger, like people were mean to us and we won hockey games. So maybe let's get this mean guy in here and he'll be mean to the other players and probably us too. And then we'll win hockey games.
Yeah, it just sounds like a real bad situation. And I don't think it's going to work out great. And I think it's just great. Just, watching these like organizations like the NHL or the F1 or the FIFAs or the, all of them just like, step in it and kick themselves and like constantly make the same mistakes. I guess it's amusing after a while, right?
It would be amusing if it wasn't so like horrifying.
Yeah.
I mean, like the NHLPA came out and they were very insistent that if Babcock was being considered for a coaching role, that the NHL needed to actually investigate what went down in Columbus because he resigned before the investigation could take place. And they were clear that this request came because they had received reports of an incident beyond the private picture cell phone debacle. And so the NHL did ultimately investigate and released the following statement. The league has completed its review of Mike Babcock's tenure in Columbus and of certain alleged conduct associated therewith. Our investigation has concluded that even in a light least favorable to Mr. Babcock, there is no current basis to restrict his employment in the league. I mean, real words of support and encouragement there. Like, definitely, I feel like he's been completely exonerated from the allegations.
Yeah, they need to release the documents.
For sure. Another hockey podcast reported that an unnamed Oilers player told them directly, I cannot support the hiring of Mike, and if he does become our head coach, I will sit down with my agent to discuss my options going forward, which, yikes.
Yeah.
Like, that's crazy. But yeah, no, this is going to be a shit show, and it's not going to even be like a fun to watch shit show like the Kings guy in Toronto because...
Yeah, that one will be funny because it's like, what did you think was going to happen?
Right, exactly.
And this one's going to be sad because it's going to be like, what did you think was going to happen?
Exactly. Like, I actually don't enjoy watching hockey players get psychologically tortured for the whims of some weird old man.
That's right. That's why we watch Survivor, not the hockey.
I mean, I don't watch Survivor, but if I did, that's why I would watch Survivor.
That's a fun way to frame that show.
That sure is.
Jeff Probst is just out there
Just
psychologically torturing people for his own enjoyment.
Just for funsies. I am also really disappointed in Connor McDavid. Like, he's good friends with Mitch Marner and has been since they were like kids. And he basically witnessed Babcock's treatment of him firsthand and said, you know what? Yes, we'll take that one. And like, I know you want to win a cup no matter what, McDavid, but the man isn't even a very good hockey coach. Like, he won exactly one Stanley Cup. It was in 2008. The last time he won a playoff series was in 2013. Like, you know that meme about how Toronto couldn't get out of the first round? That literally started under Babcock. Like, that whole run started under Babcock. So, like, it's not like he's like the greatest coach in the land who just happens to be a little rough around the edges. Like, he's a mean jerk who is like not also like that good.
Right. Well, yeah, no, I don't. I know we were talking about it, and it seems like, McDavid's gone like full trad wife, like or just completely like bought into like this weird propaganda that's like against him and the team, but he sees it in some like, light that like this is the answer, and it's just, not surprising. I don't know.
No, it's like, I'm not good enough, so therefore we need to get an abuser in here. And I'm just like, just stop it. Like,
Yeah.
just don't make anybody else go along with whatever your weird like penitence kink is. Like, I'm sorry, it's just stupid.
Yeah, I don't know about these Canadian teams. They all got just this weird drama that I don't feel so hard with the U.S. teams, maybe.
I mean, part of it, I think, is just there's more U.S. teams. So
yeah.
It just seems a lot more concentrated. It's just like, it's more diluted amongst the American
but
teams.
I mean, like Vancouver has been like punching themselves in the face for years.
Yes, for sure.
Toronto, obviously.
Yeah.
Edmonton is now doing it.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's that team that they got Brady Tkachuk on it. Like
Ottawa, I mean, remember their former owner was like a lunatic too.
So are the Flames are the only normal team up there?
I think the Flames seem pretty normal. Like, they're not great, but like they seem pretty chill. And maybe that's like why they're not great, but that's fine. They're like, we'd rather be like an okay to mid to not great hockey team than like whatever else is going on in this country.
Yeah.
So good for them.
Yeah.
Props to them. So anyway, let's transition into some personnel talk, because one player in particular is pertinent to the whole Babcock situation. Darnell Nurse has asked for a trade out of Edmonton. He has a full no-move clause until July 1st, 2027, and he has agreed to waive that for a handful of teams. And interestingly, this request came right around the same time the Babcock news came out. Am I saying it's related? Not necessarily, but where there's smoke, there is often fire. So I don't know. I just find that really interesting.
Yeah, no, I think he should obviously get out of there. Like, I don't think we've made too much fun of him, but like I know the reputation he brings with him as being like a guy who scores 3 goals on his own team in the playoffs kind of thing.
He is kind of a repeated own goal scorer, but like he's a defenseman in front of the net, and these things do happen.
Yeah, but regardless of all that, like I still want the man to be happy as a human being, and I think that he understands that he maybe should get out of there because like things haven't been good anyway.
Listen, I have a grudge against Darnell Nurse because he broke Roope Hintz's foot in the playoffs last year.
He did do that.
On purpose.
Well, I don't think
he intentionally slashed him in the top of the foot, foot that he has broken before.
Yeah, but not intentionally breaking it, but he intentionally did it in a spot that broke it.
He targeted him.
Yes, absolutely.
And broke his foot. And
sure,
like, had he not targeted him like that in something that wasn't even a hockey play, like after the whistle, I'm pretty sure
it was,
then that wouldn't have happened. Anyway, I don't like it. He does stuff that I don't like. Guess what? I still don't want him to be psychologically abused by a weird little old man.
Exactly.
Sorry, not sorry about it.
Seems like a pretty reasonable stance for a human.
I think that's kind of normal of me. I can be like, hey, I think that I don't like that thing that you did that one time. I still don't think you deserve to suffer because of it.
Yeah.
So, and I don't know. I just find it interesting where it's like, oh, the leadership backs him, but the leadership being McDavid and Draisaitl and Hyman, and then Darnell Nurse is like, BT dubs, bye.
Yeah. It'll be fun. It'll be fun to see. And we'll have thoughts on it, and no one will hear them.
I mean, I'm sure I'll still be talking about them on the internet, but yeah.
Yeah. No,
you'll be telling the birds, I suppose.
I will be, yeah. I'll be like, do you see what's going on in Edmonton? And they'll be like, tweet.
Pretty much. That's your version of Twitter. Another person who has graciously agreed to waive their no-move clause is Dylan Larkin, who is ready to part ways with Detroit. It is not often that the team captain is like, yo, trade me, but he's been pretty vocally unhappy for a while now about management not trying to add players later in the season to give them a chance to make the playoffs. And it sounds like management's like, well, if you were better, then we would add more players. And he's like, well, if you would add more players, we would be better. And it's just like kind of an ongoing thing. So basically he has 5 years left on his contract and he has a full no trade clause. So he seems to believe he has all of the leverage here. And he has said to the Detroit GM that he is willing to go to 3 teams. And reportedly those teams are the Florida Panthers, the Minnesota Wild, and the Vegas Golden Knights, all of which teams have some of his Team USA co-players on them.
Right.
which people think is interesting. But yeah, basically he's saying, I'm breaking up with you so I can go date one of these younger, hotter ladies. But first I need you to sign this permission slip because
Yeah.
they also it's a two-way thing. Like they can't, he can't just be like, yo, I'm traded now, bye. Like they have to trade him. And like, they're not going to just trade him if the deal doesn't benefit them in some way.
Right.
And Detroit doesn't want futures. Like they want active players like right now. Like they don't want draft picks.
Apparently they don't.
Well, I mean, to replace him.
Well, yeah, to replace him there.
So yeah, so I don't know. It's definitely a lot of drama, and it's definitely got people coming up with all sorts of very stupid trade scenarios. I swear to God, if one more person says Robertson for Larkin 1-for-1, I'm going to punch them and myself in the face just so I can put myself out of my own misery.
Yeah. I guess I don't know. I think it's fun. I think it's neat when like a leader's like, hey, this sucks, I want out. But I think it's also interesting the discourse that's come up as a result of it, and I don't really care because I don't care about Dylan Larkin.
I mean, true that. My favorite doctor is a Red Wings fan, and I saw him this week and I was like, how you doing? And he was like, Dylan wants a trade. And I was like, I know, but really I was just like, fuck that guy.
Yeah, whatever. Dylan Larkin. That's
fine. My doctor doesn't listen to the podcast, so I can say whatever I want about it. Anyway, beyond these theoretical trades, there have been some actual trades that have taken place, and I won't get into too many of them because most of them are not relevant to your interests. But one of them is very relevant to our interests, and that is that on June 17th, the Philadelphia Flyers traded goalie Sam Ersson and defenseman Emile Andre for goalie Joseph Wall and defenseman Simon Benoit from Toronto. So I liked Andre a lot, but Talkett was never going to play him. So I guess at least let him try for some ice time elsewhere. I liked Ersson a lot too. I think he's a very competent backup. The problem was when the whole, thing happened with the ex-Flyers goalie and his legal issues arose, and then Ersson had to basically carry the whole team on his back, and he actually did it for a while and it was great, but then
they got Kolosov and Fedotov to back him up and like hung him out to dry, right?
Pretty much. And then it was just a shit show.
Yeah.
And then I mean, he when he had to come in and back up Vladar this season, he was really good. So I think he's had a little bit of a reset, but I think maybe a new change of scenery is going to be good for him. And then I think with Wall, it'll be nice for him to go somewhere else too, where maybe he won't be as much in a 50-50 split. Like he and Stolarz ended up being kind of 50-50 in Toronto, but that's just because both of them get injured all of the time. And so I think it might be nice.
Because they're always playing Bennett.
Well, yeah, there is that. But I think it might be nice for him to be like a true second goalie position.
Yeah, so. No, I think it's cool that I like him. I like his interviews and his energy and his kind of goofiness. And I think that's fun for me, at least.
He seems like such a nice, sweet dude. And I know Sam had that kind of really nice, kind of almost bubbly energy. So I'm glad that the Flyers will still have a little bit of that sweetness in the locker room to go along with all of the spiciness that a lot of the players have. So
yep.
I don't know. I think it's going to be really good. And I don't know. I'm happy to see people get changes of scenery. I don't know. At least Ersson, I don't feel like is probably going to like read the press in Toronto. I feel like he doesn't care. He's like, I'm Swedish. We do not care for this.
Yeah, no, I think he seems like a pretty chill, happy dude.
Yeah. And he's Swedish and Nylander's Swedish. So I don't know. Maybe they'll be buddies.
They'll eat some meatballs.
Maybe they'll go shopping together.
They'll have some sort of fish.
I bet Nylander's going to be so jealous of his hair.
Oh yeah, no, I do believe Ersson has a better flow, as they say.
Sick flow, I believe they would say. It is also the end of an era. On June 19th, Jonathan Toews officially announced his retirement from the NHL after 16 seasons. Toews missed a big chunk of time while dealing with long COVID, but he managed to battle his way back for one more year in the league, playing with his hometown team, the Winnipeg Jets. And it certainly wasn't the best season of his career, but I am genuinely happy for him that he got to come back for one more season and retire like more on his terms instead of being forced out by like his body failing him. Because I'm sorry, like that's fucked up. Like,
yeah,
I get it. I don't know. Like you and I both have chronic illnesses, and it really sucks when your body keeps you from doing stuff you want to do. And then I imagine that's like amplified times about a gazillion when you're a professional athlete and you've been able to condition your body into doing things, and suddenly it won't cooperate.
Yeah, no, it'd be a much bigger change. So
yeah, I wasn't like really using my body for like that much anyway.
Nope.
So it's not like a fine-tuned machine over here. It's like a rusted out Chevelle. So
yeah. There's been no tuning going on in this household.
No tuning over here. It's just a junkyard, and that's fine.
No, but I'm glad. I mean, I know you've told me about him over the years, obviously, and I'm glad he got to do his thing. Sure. Yay. Okay.
All right. Well, since you sound so excited and enthused.
No, I'm happy for him. Sure. Whatever.
No, I know. But that's okay, because honestly, this is the end of the new section. We are going to talk about the Stanley Cup Finals.
All right.
So the Stanley Cup Finals have come to a close, but before we talk games, we need to talk about fashion. Specifically, we need to discuss the fashion of one PK Subban.
Holy smokes.
Now, look, I actually appreciate that PK takes huge swings when it comes to his looks, even though he often misses. But I also like a good Sunday roast, so here we are. Some of his greatest hits over the past few games included a jacket straight out of the MCR Black Parade era.
Oh, yeah, that thing, right?
Somebody just posted a screen grab of him on Reddit and just titled it, "When PK was a young boy, his father took him to the city," or something along those lines, and it was so good.
Yeah.
He also had one that was like some high-waisted tweed trousers with like a puffy shirt, and then there was like a band around his neck.
Oh yeah, there was like a priest collar, but like not.
But like it looked like it was made out of cardboard. It was like tan.
Yeah.
But my big question was like, if I take that off, like if I untie that, is his head going to fall off?
Probably.
Yeah, that was what I was afraid of.
Yep.
But the best was the preposterous hat that he wore. I believe I said something along the lines of the Pharrell hat walked so PK's hat could stumble awkwardly.
Mm-hmm.
That hat was crazy. And then I looked up Pharrell's hat so I could see if it was as insane as I remembered. And the Pharrell hat, he wore that in 2014.
Huh.
That was 12 years ago.
Yeah.
So I had to go lay down for a while because time is sneaking up on me like a motherfucker. And I'm not going to let it catch me.
Okay.
Not this time.
Nope. Yeah. No, the hat, I think I described it as like the man in the big brown hat, Curious George kind of thing.
Yes, the man in the big yellow hat.
Hat, yeah.
But it was brown.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, that was the collar thing, the thing that was like the big like shoulder pads where he looked like he was like the dude from the Cars or whatever.
No, that was a different one. I forgot about the car suit.
Yeah.
The car suit was something else.
Where like, yeah, he wanted to have a tiny head, so he made a big suit. And PK's like, yeah, that's a good idea. Let's do that.
Yeah. Or no, Talking Heads.
Talking Heads. Thank you. Not the Cars.
Yes. No. Yeah. It was very 80s. But yes, the big shoulder pads. He was doing definitely like a David Byrne kind of a vibe.
Yeah.
So, but you know what? At least he gave us something that wasn't just like.
He gave us something to talk about while those idiots were talking about whatever they were talking about.
Yeah. And like if we can't have, good fashion, at least I'd rather have interesting fashion.
Exactly.
But anyway, back to hockey. So when we last checked in, Vegas was leading the series 2-1, and it felt like Game 4 on Tuesday was a must-win for the Canes. And I say Tuesday, I mean Tuesday 2 weeks ago.
Wow.
Because this is how long ago it was. So the Canes took an early lead in this matchup. Logan Stankoven scored just over a minute into the game, and then that was followed up by another goal from Jackson Blake just a few minutes later. My nemesis, Mark Stone, got on the board, but then Jordan Stahl continued his scoring streak, and at the end of the first period, the Canes were up 3-1. In the second period, Vegas managed to tie up the game, but then Jordan Stahl had one of the goals of the series, putting the puck in the net while falling down and then celebrating while face down on the ice. It was pretty great. Like Jarvis kind of got behind the net with the puck and got it over to Ehlers, and Ehlers passed it to Jordan Stahl, who like just kind of reached out to swat it in while falling face forward, and it was so fun.
Yeah, Jordan Stahl showed up in this whole series, obviously.
Showed up in such a big way, almost as big as his beard, which was large. For good measure, Nick Ehlers had an empty net goal, and that made the series all tied up. And this game was also notable because it was Brandon Bussey's first playoff start. He had come in to finish Game 3 for Freddie Anderson, and for the rest of the series, it was his net. We learned after the playoffs that Anderson had tweaked his knee, but because they weren't clear about that up front, there was a lot of sort of pearl clutching about him being a healthy scratch and what did this mean and what was it all about. But then it was just like, no, his knee just kind of hurt. So
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no, it's fine. It's hockey.
Yeah.
So game 5 kicked off, and this time Vegas got on the board first, but Carolina tied it up thanks to, once again, elite scorer Jordan Stahl. That was followed up by 2 goals from Andrei Svechnikov and 1 from Sebastian Aho. Pavel Dorofeyev scored his second of the game with 6 minutes left in the game, but the Canes took this one 4-2 in front of a very enthusiastic home crowd, and they headed back to Vegas just 1 game away from the Cup.
Amazing.
So amazing. So yeah, no, I definitely was like pretty all in on the Canes at this point. I was wearing my Stankoven jersey.
I was like, I feel like you were pretty all in on the Canes when you bought the Stankoven jersey.
I was all in on Stankoven when I bought the Stankoven jersey.
Oh, okay.
Let's not get it twisted.
All right, fair enough.
I was all in on Stankoven and the vintage appeal of the Whalers jersey.
Sure.
So,
Okay.
but I was definitely really pulling for the Canes here. It wasn't just like well, it'd be nice if they beat Vegas, but whatever. It was like, if they don't beat Vegas, I'm going to be very sad.
Right.
But that might have also just been about beating Vegas. Like, let's be real.
Well, yeah.
But anyway, Taylor Hall opened the scoring in game 6, but it was otherwise scoreless in the first, thanks to some great saves, particularly by Brandon Bussey. In the second period, the Canes widened their lead with another goal from Jackson Blake. The Carolina defense deserves tons of credit here. I mean, really all series, but particularly in this game. The most bitter of Marner haters were celebrating that he had once again disappeared in the last 2 games, but that's only because they don't want to give Carolina credit for being defensive monsters. Like, nobody could do anything against them. It was just crazy. As the clock started winding down, you could see the Canes trying to stay disciplined, but then Nikolai Ehlers scored an empty net goal with just over a minute left, and players on both sides knew that it was over. They played for a little bit longer, but soon just ran out the clock, while Canes players flooded the ice to go celebrate with Brandon Bussey, who had just gotten his first postseason shutout, by the way.
Amazing.
It was a 3-0 victory. There are so many lovely moments here. I just have like so many notes, so I'm just going to kind of freeform it.
Okay, let's see. I was watching, wasn't I? Yeah, I must have.
Of course you were.
All right.
Yeah.
I don't remember anything.
You were in the room.
All right.
I don't know how closely you were watching.
Okay.
So let me rewind a little bit to when Ehlers scored his empty netter. He had this big beaming grin on his ice, and he pointed at the crowd. And at first we're like, oh, that's nice. He must have seen some Carolina fans in the crowd and pointed. It was actually even better than that. He knew his family was in the stands, but he didn't know where. And the first time he saw them all game was like, he kind of looked at the crowd as he was celebrating, and then he looked up and he saw his family, and that's who he pointed to. And like, there's also video of him from his family's perspective, and you can see his face just light up with this big grin. He's like, I mean, just the happiest person I've ever seen in my life. He looked like a little kid. It was so cute.
Yeah, no, that was cool. You showed me that.
And then he just gets mobbed by his teammates. Somebody said it was like he was getting eaten by zombies in The Walking Dead, which is very much what it looked like. But yeah, it was so great. It was just like this joy and elation. And that was because he saw his family in one of the coolest moments of his career, which was fantastic. As the players spilled over the boards to go to the ice, Sebastian Aho threw himself at coach Rod Brindamore, and they hugged tightly and celebrated. Aho has been there for 10 years. He was drafted to the Canes. Rod was an assistant coach when he started and then became head coach 2 years into Aho's time there. So they've been through it all together, including all of those, sort of making it to the Eastern Conference Finals and then not quite making it that last step.
Yeah.
So they've really been through it together, and it was really amazing.
Okay.
The shambling corpse of Gary Bettman came out to present the Conn Smythe Trophy to Jordan Stahl.
Yeah, I don't think they had like an AI hologram of him this time. I think that was really him this
They
time.
definitely resurrected him.
So they defrosted him, brought him out for this, I think.
They sure did, yeah. But he presented the Conn Smythe to Jordan Stahl, and he made sure to emphasize that Stahl was the oldest player to ever receive it. But that's not going to distract us from your shambling corpse head, Gary. Like, we know who you are. Then it came time for the trophy presentation. I think it was a year before last when the Panthers first won the Cup. They had this very detailed list of who should get it first based on like seniority and time in the league, but also like people who had already won the Cup, like shouldn't get it before people who hadn't won the Cup. And it was like this very
right.
They had like a list going and everybody knew the plan. And the Hurricanes didn't seem to have much of a plan. Like Nick Delorier got the Cup before Logan Stankoven, even though he only played 3 minutes and 9 seconds in the entire playoff run. Although the Canes announcer described it as the most impactful 3 minutes and 9 seconds, which was really funny. I did love that D'Lo, Sean Walker, and Shane Gostisbehere all handed it off to each other in some configuration. All former Flyers, just
gotcha.
handing the cup to each other, which is great. Jordan Stahl did hand the cup to Freddie Anderson first, which was super lovely because while Brandon Bussie did sort of land the plane or the bus or whatever transportation metaphor works here, Freddie Anderson really, I mean, he held down the fort the whole, first part of the playoffs, and he got them there. So
yeah.
And had really just performance of a lifetime for him too. Jordan Martinick is apparently like the team dad or the vibes guy, or maybe like the vibes dad. I'm not sure, but he got a storm surge going, which is like their thing. So that was really fun to do that in Vegas.
That is amusing. I like to consider myself the vibes dad too.
You are.
I think people would disagree with that assessment, but that's where I'm gonna roll with it.
You know what? I'm gonna let our child be the final arbiter of that decision.
Don't ask her.
I'm pretty sure she's gonna say, "What? No." but well, nope. She gets to decide. She's the kid, right. So that's just her rules. But maybe she'll be nice because it's Father's Day. And
doubts.
Yeah, sure. Doubts in the chat. Brandon Bussie went to have a photo taken where he was on the ice and his family was in the stands behind him, which was really cute. This just isn't my team. And so I'm not super familiar with all the players, but I still got really emotional. Like, this is a fucking hard trophy to win. It's the hardest trophy in sports. Like,
it's certainly grueling to get there.
It's insane.
I feel like I don't really have all the information to determine if it's the hardest one to get, but it's
certainly in North American sports.
It's certainly not easy.
It's insane. A bunch of confetti rained down and Andrei Svechnikov made snow angels on the ice. Jarvie also laid down in the confetti, and then his friends came down and he was like, "What are you doing? Get in here." So they all kind of puppy piled on him in a huge group hug, and it was so cute. Jarvie basically just sobbed the whole time. Like pretty much right after they won, he got tackled to the ice by, I think, Jackson Blake, and they were just like crying. And then Jarvie reunited with his family, and they're all just like sobbing, and his dad keeps hugging him, which I guess he said before his dad's not much of a hugger. So that was really nice to see. In the locker room after the game, Sebastian Aho was taking a selfie with Jordan Stahl, who gave him a big old smoocheroni on the cheek and knocked his own hat off in the process. And afterwards, Aho actually giggled and jumped up and down, and it was really cute. Jarvie agrees with me that Aho is cute because later he was photographed wearing a shirt that says, "I love a Finnish boy," with pictures of Aho on it, which is great. The players ripped Rod's shirt off and showered him with beer and champagne while he lifted the cup again. He was like, "Oh no, I'm so shy," for like 0.3 seconds. And then was like,
"No,
I'm not fooling anybody. Look at my body." Which, fair. I mean, I would never wear a shirt if I looked like that. So, I would. You're a never nude, so
exactly.
That's fine. And I feel like you probably still would be no matter how ripped you were.
Yeah. No, it's my sunscreen budget would be through the roof.
Oh my God, for real, for realsies. One fun piece of trivia is that this year the players have been unknowingly practicing for hoisting the cup by ending each workout with a blue collar press where they hefted a cinder block above their heads that just so happened to weigh about as much as the cup. And this is something that like Rod and the head trainer came up with, but nobody explained the significance to the players until like the final playoff series.
Yep,
which is really fun.
Yep.
The post-cup partying has certainly been happening, but I don't think it's like really reached the levels of debauchery that the Panthers have reached in the past few years, especially last year.
Right.
And you know what? I think that's probably good. Like, I know that I've said, probably the thing with the Panthers this year is like 2 back-to-back cups really like takes it out of, it takes toll on your body. And that's why they're all injured. But probably the nonstop partying did not help either.
No, certainly. Yeah.
I mean, they had doctors traveling with them to give them IVs. Like,
that's dedication to the party right there.
That is, I've never been that dedicated to anything in my life, much less a party. But yeah, like the players were asked about what the craziest thing was that the cup had seen, and Jacob Slavin said he brought it to Bible study. So, things have at least balanced out.
Wow.
Which is pretty fun.
Bible study.
Yeah, he goes to Bible study. He's very Bible-y. Sebastian Aho did continue the Finnish tradition of drunkenly calling into a Finnish radio station, and he sounded like he had been gargling glass, like even in another language, like his throat was torn to shreds. I don't know if you know about this, but Evgeny Kuznetsov came out for Game 6, and he cheered on the Canes, Kuzi with his little bird flappy arms.
Little bird guy, yeah.
Yeah.
I thought he was in Russia.
Yeah, he came over for the game, I guess.
Oh, I guess it's possible to
yeah, they have
travel.
these things called airplanes.
Yeah, airplanes and travel. Interesting.
Yeah. Well, actually, no, he's just really good with his arms and he flew over.
Oh, man, he must
just flapped his little wings.
His arms must be tired.
But yeah, he came out and he cheered on the Canes and he said he didn't want to jinx them, but he felt like they really deserved the cup. And he had lots of friends on the team still. He was talking about Svechnikov and Kachetkov and Nikishin as well. And, you know, he was only there for a brief time, but it's really nice to know that it was such a positive experience for him that he wanted to come back and support them.
Yeah.
So I really like that. The Canes Cup Parade happened on Saturday. Unfortunately, the coverage that I could find was like a little scattershot. Like some of it was on news stations, but like it just kept cutting away from things whenever it would get interesting. And then it was streamed on like the Hurricane station, which a wonderful Tumblr person told me about. The Canes YouTube channel, I guess. But then we kept losing sound and video on that. So
yeah, it was their 56K modem. It really didn't handle.
It really was not handling.
Didn't handle the feed very well.
So didn't watch a ton of that, but we did see some moments, both then and asynchronously. The players were all split across different buses. One bus went tarps off because, you know, hockey players, that's how they roll. Jarvie said it was unfortunate because he and Keandre Miller were on that bus and, quote, he looks like a Greek god and I look like I'm homeless.
Yeah.
I learned in the comments of that Reddit post, by the way, that Key was a child model. So
he's certainly got one of those bodies that you see on like a Bowflex ad or whatever.
I mean, he's just like lean rod. Like,
yeah.
It's just insane.
Yep.
Jarvie's friends got their own float, which is really nice. I'm glad they got to be part of the festivities.
I think they pretty much need their own Netflix series at this point.
I mean, for reals, like they just have
or Ion or Fubo. Or
I did see somebody on Tumblr who was at the parade post that one of Jarvie's friends walked by and was super ripped.
Yeah.
So that was good to know on the ground reporting.
Yeah, not the guy that Jarvis said needs to put his shirt back on.
Probably not. I don't know. At some point during the parade, when he was asked how he was doing after all the partying, Jarvie said, I don't party. I don't do that kind of thing. I've been resting in bed for next season. The parade ended at a big stage where the Canes partied some more. Once again, the players tore Rod's shirt off, and there's a reason that hockey is considered the most homoerotic sport.
The way they tore that off was pretty, it certainly had a vibe to it.
There were vibes. It was vibey. Team owner Tom Dundon said a big turning point came in game 2 when Stankoven made a play, and the fan response was so phenomenal. That was the play where Stankoven like basically forced a turnover, like bodied, I think it was Anderson off the puck, Rasmus Anderson.
Two giant dudes.
Yeah, just bodied him off the puck and then went and scored a goal all by himself. And then that was like the turnaround for them coming back in that game. And I know he was trying to give the fans credit here for like, you know, how psyched that they got. But all I heard was that Logan Stankoven turned it around.
Yeah.
And that is what I choose to believe.
Logan Stankoven won the cup.
I don't think the players were supposed to have the microphones as often as they did, but it did kind of turn into a free-for-all. Many F-bombs were dropped even as the live local news stations were broadcasting. So the fines are going to be next level. Gostisbehere was wearing some kind of a mullet wig. I don't know if you know this because I just saw this video last night, but Logan Stankoven did the stanky leg.
Oh, okay. Sure.
So,
well, good for him.
That happened. Yeah. He, I guess, has not been like historically a fan of the stanky nickname, but
right.
I guess has just decided to lean into it, or maybe he was just very drunk. Who knows?
Yeah. Well, you know, at a certain point after you win the Stanley Cup, you're like, yeah, let's give the people what they want.
Exactly. And what they want is the stanky leg. GM Eric Tulsky announced on stage that Nick Delorier was being re-signed for 2 years and had him sign the new contract on stage. I can't imagine that was the actual contract because in no way is anyone sober enough for that to be enforceable.
Oh, right.
But yeah. But that was still pretty fun. Also, really, that's the real reason we're ending this podcast. You know, Eric Tulsky used to be a hockey blogger and he's won a Stanley Cup now. Like, we were going to be the first like hockey podcasters to win a
we're going for the Stanley Cup now.
And now we've been beaten by Eric Tulsky. So like, what's the point?
Yeah.
What even is the point?
Yeah.
But no, good for that dude. He's just a dude who likes data and hockey and wrote about it and then somehow became the GM of the hockey team and won the cup like through the power of data analytics.
Yeah. I guess anything's possible with data. I should know, but
you don't.
But I don't.
Maybe if you got into hockey data.
No, screw that. I don't want to talk about that.
Well, anyway, that was the Stanley Cup.
Yeah, it was
happened.
Fine.
I liked it. It was nice.
It was okay.
I'm happy for the Canes. I'm happy for the Canes fans.
Yeah.
Most of the Canes fans. There are a few people who decided to do things like throw a Rantanen jersey in the street and like run over it and stuff.
That's a weird way to celebrate winning the Stanley Cup, but sure.
It's super weird because I'm sorry, like the team is overall very good and like that's great. I don't think that they win without Stankoven. Like, I think Stankoven's an important part of that team. He was their leading goal scorer throughout the playoff series. Like, I know Rantanen's a great player. And, like, maybe people were like, oh, well, if he would have done it and just stuck to Rod's system and blah, blah, blah. But
yeah, we would have gone 13-0 or whatever on our, like, what? You guys, so dumb.
Like, I'm sorry. I think Stankoven is so clutch there and he's so good there. And he's just really, so much of it is about chemistry. It's like the same, it's like the Toronto fans who are like, you know, Mitch Marner could have gone to the Canes in exchange for Rantanen, but he blocked the trade because there's no move. And if he would have gone to the Canes, he would have had a cup. And I'm like, yeah, you don't know that. Like, hockey is about chemistry. It's not just like, you know, plug and play. Like, it's an entirely different team if Rantanen stays and Logan doesn't come over. It's an entirely different team if Mitch Marner gets traded for Rantanen and Logan Stankoven never goes over.
It's literally a whole imaginary different timeline.
Yeah, that's like not how it works.
You can't make that shit up.
Like if that's how it works, you could just put all the good players on one team and then they'd all win a cup.
Yeah.
But that's not how it works.
That's not how life works.
No, it's not like some like, I don't know, butterfly effect thing.
Yeah.
It's just like, just be happy. Like, you won a cup. However you got there, like you won it. Like, I mean, he played there, what, like 13 games? Again, I've said it before, but it's incel energy. I'm sorry he didn't want to fuck you, but like you moved on. You found yourself a short king who is great. Like, just forget about that tall Finnish dude and love your short king and be really happy you won a cup.
Yeah, no, it doesn't make any sense to me, especially after winning the thing.
You certainly wouldn't have won the cup with Mikko this year because he fucking tore his MCL at the Olympics.
Yeah. Well, he might not have done that if he had been with them the whole year.
Yes. Oh, I'm so sure.
So,
I know,
like,
right?
yeah, it's just like...
It's just like, why? Just why the what ifs and everything?
I don't have any time for it. I'm moving on.
Me either. Well, I don't want to just like go out talking about the Hurricanes because like as much as I was happy for them to win, this isn't our Hurricanes podcast.
No.
This is a Dallas Stars podcast. Well, it's a hockey podcast, but it's really a Dallas Stars podcast and also kind of a Philadelphia Flyers podcast.
Sure.
So I just jotted down a few of my favorite memories from the past couple of years.
All right.
You know, things that have happened. Not all of them are Flyers and Stars. So I'll start with the non-ones first. So back when we still had some plausible deniability about Matthew Tkachuk being the worst, we had a really great moment during a very chippy Panthers versus Senators game in 2023 when a visibly exasperated referee announced that every player on the ice has a 10-minute misconduct amongst other penalties.
Classic.
So classic. Yep, that was just the real just battle of the Tkachuks. And Grandma Tkachuk was there and she did not look very pleased with the whole situation. It was just really a really nice time before, you know, I think we all kind of knew about the Tkachuks, but like we like didn't know about the Tkachuks.
But we weren't sure.
Like we were assumed. Like, we had assumptions, but we were like, but are we sure?
Yep.
Now we're sure.
Yep.
Anyway, that was a really great moment. I believe that was the same season where Torts got ejected from a game in Tampa because
that was awesome.
Yeah, I mean the Flyers just like they went down, I don't know, like 5-0 in the first 10 minutes of the game or something. It was insane.
Mm-hmm.
But some of it was like there were some bad calls. Like a lot of it was legitimately bad play, but a lot of it was like really legitimately poor calls too. And one of the calls was Torts wanted it explained to him and the referee declined to come explain it to him. And then he started swearing and things happened and then he was bounced out of the game and then he wanted to hear that directly to his face and the ref also declined to do that.
I'm not leaving.
I'm not fucking going. You fucking go. I'm fucking staying. And then Travis Konechny had to go over and like be all diplomatic and like, I don't know what to tell you. He says he's not fucking going. Like, could you just go over there and tell him like why he has to fucking go? Just so good. I don't know. It's just one of the greatest moments. And he got fined like $10,000. Like, oh, such chump change compared to...
I mean, he can bring down some pretty big fines when he wants to.
He sure can. I don't know. Maybe it was more than that. Maybe it was like 100,000. I don't know. It was whatever. Nobody cared. The Flyers were like, we will gladly pay that fine. That's just a torts fine. Yep. That's just torts being torts. And then also another great Flyers moment came from this year's playoffs, and that was the Flyers penalty box celly.
Oh, that was fun.
Yep, when Trevor Zegras scored while like half the team was in the penalty box, and they're all jumping up and down, hugging each other in the box, and then he like skates by and, you know, like taps on the glass or whatever. I just loved that. I, again, you know, got into the Flyers kind of like right before we started doing this podcast, and it's been so great to see them grow, and I'm so excited to keep watching them like grow. I mean, I just am so into it. So I think nothing but great things from them, especially if they can get rid of Tuckett, but whatever. We'll save that for next time I'm complaining online next season. Yeah.
I don't think that guy's got the winning recipe, but we'll find out.
I guess we will. And then, of course, there's some good Stars moments. I just picked a few. One of them, and I know I've talked about it before, but it's the Stars' amazing comeback against the Preds in December of 2023.
That was
the last game before the Christmas break. Yeah.
That was a great game.
That was, the Stars were down 2-0, and then like at the beginning of the period, somebody scored. It might have been Wyatt. And then we're down 2-1, and there's only like 15 seconds left in the game. And then very briefly tenured Dallas Star Craig Smith with, you know, secret accountant Craig Smith scored the game tying goal. And then a game winner from Yanni Hakanpää, both within the last 15 seconds of the game, just come back. I mean, just absolutely crushing defeat for the Preds.
Yep.
And absolutely wonderful victory for us. We were very happy.
That was a good one.
It was so good. And then obviously, you know, I gotta talk about my favorite guy, Leon Bichel.
Yeah.
His rookie season, just where he just leveled Braden Shen into the boards.
That was good stuff.
And just sent him, I mean, into the Stars bench, like horizontally. There was also, you know, a clip version that Dallas put out where there was like a little tiny camera in the bottom that just said Stank Cam, because Logan Stankoven was still on the team, and he was like, shocked, and then laughed a little bit. But yeah, Jamie had to help Braden off the bench and onto the ice again. But yeah, it's just Leon going by, and then Jamie going, hit him, and Leon like, oh, okay, and then just hitting him and just demolishing him. It was so great. And I don't know, that's my kind of hockey right there. I just love that.
Yeah.
So I don't know, those are some of my favorite moments from the last couple of years.
Oh, you left out another good Stars moment.
Oh, which one?
Well, I guess you don't think it's a good moment, but you were talking about the Panther or the Predators game, that other game with Vancouver where they scored like 7 goals in 30 seconds or something. That was sick. No, like that was on the same level as the other game. It just was in a different direction. But like those two games were just the great, like, like, I don't know why you're holding up both your middle fingers at me for so long. I'm just trying to finish my thought and not look at them. But no, when you know, anything's possible in a hockey game, that those two games are the examples where we're like, oh, you're down 4-0 with 30 seconds. No big deal. You're down 2-0 and there's only 15 seconds. No big deal. You could still win it. Anyway.
I'm trying to end this podcast on a good note, and you fucking pull out the Vancouver game.
No, it's just incredible. That was an incredible game.
I'm not going to give you your Father's Day gifts now. I'm keeping them for myself. Oh boy. I mean, that would have been a great thing for you to bring up before I test out all of my good memories. But now I don't have any good memories to go out on. That's the whole point of the segment.
Oh, no. There's many other good memories. But that Predators game just always reminds me of that one.
Well, yeah, no, it reminded me of that one too while I was making my notes. And that's why I didn't fucking write it down.
I don't know. Still a good memory.
Maybe for you. All right. Well, anyway, thanks for doing this podcast with me. It's been really fun.
It has been fun, hasn't it?
It has been. Like, you know, guys, like just out there, find yourself a partner who supports you. Fred did not watch hockey. He only started watching it because he missed me during hockey season.
Yeah, it was just always on. It's like, yeah, get into it somehow.
Mm-hmm. And then after a while, he started saying, hey, I find you a lot more interesting than these broadcasters. You should do like a hockey podcast or something. And I was like, yeah, but with who? And he was like, well, I'll do one with you if you don't have anybody else to do it with. So literally, that's it. Just find people in your life that are supportive of your interests. And we'll start a hockey podcast with you, despite having, only some interest in hockey.
Yeah.
It's been a good time. I've really enjoyed getting to do this with you for the last couple of years. And
yeah, no, I've looked forward to it every week. We have a cat freaking out in the background.
Yes.
But no, it's been super fun. It's been fun learning how to talk sort of properly-ish into a microphone and discuss things with you. And yeah, no, I think I'm going to miss it, but we don't have to explain everything going on in our lives. But it seems like we're on to new things that just don't involve recording us talking about it.
Yes.
So
exactly.
It's all very exciting. And yeah, no, I'm going to watch less hockey for sure.
Yes. And I think you've more than earned that. Frankly, I never thought you'd watch this much with me, and I'm very impressed.
Well, I had a job.
Well, yeah.
And I take my job seriously.
You sure do.
Sometimes.
You sure do.
Yeah. So no, it's been a delight. I think it's brought us closer together, and yeah, we're just a good team. So
I think we are.
I've enjoyed every moment except a few of the like stressful days we had with like losing episodes or like it taking 6 hours to edit an episode.
Yeah. I mean, those days luckily were few and far between.
Yeah.
Overall, it's been a really fun experience. And to those of you who have been on the ride with us, thanks for sticking around. I hope you had a good time because we sure did. And that is the end of regulation for the podcast, Ice is Slippery. I have no plans to deactivate our socials, so you'll still be able to find at Ice is Slippery Pod on Tumblr, Blue Sky, TikTok, and Instagram. But moving forward, I won't really be posting there. However, I will still be talking about hockey and other stuff on Tumblr on my new account at Bird That Nests Inside You. I will link that on our existing socials. You can also follow me on Substack at 7 for a Secret, where I am working on curating my own internet space and would absolutely love for you to join me. Fred, I imagine you'll be birding?
I'll be birding and not doing much social media, probably. So see you later, everyone.
Anyway, this is where I usually tell you to stay out of the penalty box, but fuck it. Commit all the penalties you like, particularly if they are in pursuit of civil disobedience. I will also be in the penalty box with the Flyers. It's a pretty good time in there.